All right, we are going to talk about my favorite league starter. In my opinion, it is the most slept on league starter in the game. One of the most slept on skills. A good amount of people know it has a high floor, but maybe don't know that it has as good of a ceiling as it does. It gets going really quickly. It feels good from level 12 on, and it will feel good all the way through the Axe and the Atlas. The only thing that really matters is your first 14 skill points. By the time you get to level 12, you go up through here, over through here, you take Rune Binder, Runesmith, and the 0.3 reattach. From that point, you can go wherever you want, and the build is going to feel good. There is not really a wrong thing to do. It's going to continue to feel good. In blue gear, you don't need gear for it. We do have a bunch of different trees for this, thanks to 47 for putting together an awesome POB for me. We have the Axe 1 through 3, 4 through 7, 8 through 10, and then we have the low budget here. And this is just a very cheap, easy way to get this going. You can see here in the low budget tree, all of this stuff can be made with like a couple essence. None of this is good. This is all very mediocre. You could probably drop gear at this level pretty easily. So this really shouldn't cost anything. You do have the option of using Bated Breath as a belt as well. And this will basically, for 10 to 50 chaos range, this is going to get you to red maps quite easily. And by the time you get to the mid-budget version for a divine or two, this will easily farm tier 16 maps. Once you have the 78% lore weave and you have an armor flask, like a granite flask with an armor roll, and you have determination, by the time you have those things, tier 16 maps are going to be quite easy. And we also have a hardcore version of the tree. Now, this has not been extensively tested personally in hardcore, but I did play it in Ruthless with Gold, Ruthless Alpha, Hardcore, SSF, and Gauntlet for, not necessarily that long. They were short leagues, and I had a great time with it. And we also had a couple of the top Ruthless players this league playing my build that absolutely loved it, and they found it to be quite easy. And we also have the high-end version of the build. So I did play the high-end version of the build this league, and we do have a video for you on that. And I don't necessarily recommend min-maxing it to this extreme. This was just to see how far we could actually push it. This is a couple mirrors worth of gear here. You could probably cut some corners and do this for a bit under a mirror or right around a mirror. But you might be better off putting that mirror into a different build. Again, like this is an incredible league start build. It will do your Atlas, it will do your Axe, it will farm most league mechanics really well, and it will let you afford to play whatever other build you really want to play. But if you do insist on, you love this skill, you want to stay with this skill, this is how you would do it. This is what it looks like min-maxed. It does 40 deli or 60 deli, pretty effortless, deathless, and it'll do lightly juiced content. This is not going to be a 100 deli farmer, and it's not going to be an uber farmer. But we do have the version from Crucible, which is going to be in a separate video because I don't want to confuse people and have a bigger tree that's kind of unattainable in this POB. But in Crucible, we spent quite a bit of mirrors on it, and we did get it to dot cap and immortality. Like it could not die. It was infinity HP for most things, and it did all the Ubers, 100 deli, 30 wave sims, all deathless. And we do have a highlight montage of that in the video after this, and we do have that POB in the video after this. Again, I wanted to make sure people did not make the mistake of trying to copy that tree. Because it's just not meant to be played. You shouldn't spend that kind of money on Wintertide brand, in my opinion. You could have over 1 billion damage with other builds by spending the same amount of money rather than just the 35 million dot cap. But yeah, everything should be here. We will be updating the notes. The notes will be updated as needed, and we will update any, if there's uniques that come out that are really good for the build, I'll update that. So just check back periodically. There will be a forum guide and a YouTube description for this link. This right here, you'll know by looking at this if you're on the right version or not. And again, huge thanks to 47 for all his work on the POB and the really high min-maxed version. Him and my buddy Moshi worked together a lot on min-maxing it to the extreme. And then my buddy SJ for his help with it over the years. I've played this 8 different ways, 8 different times, and SJ has kind of been a consultant to bounce ideas off of over the time. So the 3 of them this wouldn't have been done without them. So thanks to them for that. And if you guys have any questions with it or anything like that, I'm glad to answer, regardless of what game I'm currently playing, which is usually PoE. Glad to answer questions. Easy to find. Links are in the description. So I'm wearing pretty bad gear here, just stuff that dropped. I do have a sapphire ring, but I wanted to show that the equivalent of a ring is going to be plenty good. I have Arcane Surge, Wintertide brand, and efficacy on my links. And again, none of this is very good gear. We'll go ahead and show you guys how this plays out. So again, there's nothing, missing one so far, and it's already strong with terrible gear.
So cold and lonely. Embrace me.
So on the way here to the Cavern of Anger, we leveled up. So we took the brand attachment range. The biggest difference between these is this is going to be a little bit better single target, and this is going to give you better clear. It doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to have all of these by level 14. And we will speed through this, get to Merveil, and you can see how Merveil does on 23 cold resist, which is very, very easy to achieve. I mean, as you guys seen, I have practically no gear.
At last, I have so much wish to share with you. This is love's true face!
And yeah, don't do like me and actually use them a little bit better. Your Frost Bomb and your Creeping Frost are going to add a lot more damage. Frost Bomb will give cold exposure, and the Creeping Frost is going to give extra damage over time. They stack up. And yeah, as you can see, pretty terrible gear. The cold damage on the weapon is doing absolutely nothing. And yeah, pretty easy to do. Hopefully this has been helpful. It's a very strong league start. The beautiful thing about this build is you don't need a POB to play it. You can just rush these and you can do searches for whatever, maybe you're lacking defense, search for resist. Maybe you want more damage, damage over time nodes are in that tree. So you can just kind of freestyle your way through it. It does not require gear and it will get you through the axe easily. And with a little tiny bit of improvements, it will get you through red maps easy enough. So it's a very cheap, easy league starter. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, need any help, the links are in the description.